Hey guys, if you've got an upcoming move and you have pets or animals in the house, then I've got 5 amazing tips that you're going to want to hear about. Hi, I'm Blake Fitzpatrick, owner of Sunshine Movers, located right here in Sarasota, Florida. And today I'm going to be your moving guide as I share some expertise with you, specifically when moving with pets and animals. Now, before I get into these tips, I want to give you a little insight on why I feel it's so important to give you these tips. So while you begin to pack up your home and put items inside of boxes, maybe decluttering and taking items out of the house, moving things around, your pet, your animal, it is going to notice. And they can get anxiety from this. Now, you have to understand that we have lives outside of the home. We go to work, we go to dinner, we take our kids to school, we do all these things outside of the home while our pet, our animal, remains in the home pretty much 24/7. So when you start to adjust their surroundings and pack things into boxes, they will get confused and that will turn into anxiety. Now, here's a telltale that your pet is beginning to experience anxiety. So whereas a knock on the door or a noise outside, they may do one thing and react one way, you'll notice that may start to change. They may jump up and get restless, run around the house, bark a little bit more. That could be the anxiety. So when you see your pet starting to act differently and react differently, that's actually anxiety setting in. But that's okay, because I have 5 great tips for you to alleviate the entire thing. So let's get into it. Moving tip number 1 when moving with pets and animals. Now this is an easy one, very simple. Buy your pet something to occupy their time. This could be a chew toy, this could be a new little doggy bed or a cat condo, it could be a blanket, a stuffed animal, whatever it is that you think that your pet is going to occupy their time with. Now for me, I have a dog. What I did is I bought one of those really hardy dog bones that takes like forever to chew through. That way he can go to town on it. If he start getting a little restless, you'd see him jump in his bed and chew on his toy, and it kept him occupied. So think about whatever it is that you can buy your pet that's going to occupy their time, and that is a great tip from me to you, and an easy one. Moving tip number 2, when moving with pets and animals. Here's another easy one. Simply show your pet some love. So when you start to begin packing things up in the house and you notice that your dog is perked up and wondering what's going on, and your cat's getting a little anxious, or whatever animal you have, just simply show them some love. Take them on a walk. If you take them on walks, give them cuddles. Whatever it is that you want to do to show that pet love, just remind them that you care about them, because we don't know what's going on in their head. They could easily be thinking like, whoa, what's going on? Why is everything getting wrapped up? Is my owner going to leave me here? So I think by showing them a little love, you can kind of lower that anxiety down and remind them like, hey, I like you, you like me, we're moving and you're coming with me. Show them a little love. That is my tip from me to you. Moving tip number 3, when moving with pets and animals. This is a big one, big one. This is one of my favorites. So if you get keys to your new home in advance, maybe a week early, and you have the opportunity to go over there, maybe you can't move your furniture in yet, but you can go in the house. I would go over there and I would take my pet with me. And I actually have done this in the past. So I took my dog with me. We brought over a box with items that we had already packed. We brought over some items that he was familiar with. And of course, my 3 kids came with us too. And we came to our new house. We let him see us open the box, placing items on the counter. We gave him some of his toys so he can get familiar with. The goal was that he would realize like, hey, this is where all the stuff is going that's getting packed up. This is my new house. And look, there's my stuff. So I must be going with them to the new house. I've done this in the past with my recent moves, and it definitely helped my dog's anxiety. And he had a ball at the new house. So did my kids. So it was a good time. Moving tip number 4, when moving with pets and animals. Invest in a cage, a crate, a kennel for your animal. Now, I despise putting my dog in a cage, but sometimes it's necessary. Think about the safety of your animal, and I'm going to give you a couple other reasons. So with clients that we've had in the past, and I've witnessed this firsthand, again, the dog is getting restless, the cat's getting excited. So what may happen is when you open the door, they'll bolt, they'll run. And I've seen it so many times. I've actually showed up at an estimate for my client, knocked on the door, she opened the door, the dog bolted. Now, the dog's fine. I actually helped her go track this dog down like 2 blocks down, but this is just an example of what I mean. The dogs, the cats, they get restless. They want to run out the door. That's not okay. So we want to keep them safe so that at some points in time when you know you're going to be opening and closing the door a lot, you may want to get a cage. Now, I'm going to give you another reason that you may want to invest in a cage, and this was my reason. So a couple of weeks prior to the move and a couple of weeks after the move are usually the worst because that's the most going on. A couple of weeks before the move, that's a lot of packing going on, a lot of preparing. Now they're like really trying to figure out what's going on. So that would be a great time to buy that cage, because what they may do is start chewing at the doors, chewing at the carpet when you're not home because they're getting anxious and they don't know what's going on. Now for me, at the new house, it was when we would leave the house that my dog got very anxious and he would chew things up. This last move that we did, we went through all the steps that we did. We bought the cage, but he really didn't have a whole lot of anxiety. You could tell he was calm. He kind of got through it pretty quickly. But what we forgot to do, and what my tip for me to you is, raise the blinds in the house about 2 feet if you have a dog. Here's why. The dog is going to be in the windows, looking out the window, watching new dogs walk by, new people walk by, and they're going to get excited. Well, dogs, I do know this, they like to chew things, and when they get excited in the window, whether they want a better view or they just don't know what to do with themselves, they'll chew those blinds up. I know, I've replaced many sets of blinds, unfortunately. So even if you don't have a cage and the dog is free in the home, I would raise the blinds up just in case they get excited and want to scratch at the window or whichever, however. So that's my tip from me to you. Get a cage, invest in it, and use it if you need it. So moving tip number 5, when moving with pets and animals. So on move day, make sure that you have a place for your pet to go. So here's the problem that we've had when the pet is running around the house while we're moving. One, we've got to worry about him running out the door. That's horrible. We don't want to see that happen. Another thing is that somebody could get hurt. So imagine while we're moving things around with dollies, let's say call it a dresser, and the dog or the cat comes behind us and we trip over them. Well, the dog or cat could get hurt. We could fall over and get hurt, and your furniture could also get damaged. We don't want to see any of these things happen. So please have a plan for your pet, somewhere for it to go on move day. If you absolutely have to keep them in the home, I've seen people put them in another room that was empty. And again, I see them chewing at the doors and getting extremely excited, hearing noises going on. So the best thing that you can do is just find somewhere for him to go during the moving process for that moving day while we're going in and out of the house. So those are my moving tips from me to you when moving with pets. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they work for you. In the meantime, if you have an upcoming move and you're in the Sarasota, Tampa, Clearwater, Venice, Nokomis area, this is where we reside. Sunshine Movers of Sarasota would love to help you out. Our phone number is 941-447-1719, or you can visit us online at sunshinemovers.com. Thanks for listening in, guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time.